Engagement Specialist here at the Michigan SBDC.
I'm Alan Tobias, and I am the Saginaw Birdhouse Guy.
Perfect. I'm sitting down with Alan today to discuss his business and kind of talk about where he's at now and how the Michigan SBDC has helped him so far. So Alan, can you describe your business to me a little bit? I know we've got some examples right here, but what is it that you do?
I make birdhouses from recycled materials, and it's sort of cool to keep things out of a landfill. So every birdhouse is a little unique. I started just selling to friends, and it's grown to where I've made about 8,000 birdhouses by now.
Wow, that's amazing. So how did that start? How did you, what gave you the idea, all that good stuff?
It started with scrap lumber in my garage, and one of the neighbors used to build birdhouses and put them up on Adams Boulevard, which is a street in the city of Saginaw. And I said, I could use that lumber up and make birdhouses. And I kept making more and more until people said, why don't you start selling those? And then I got a few people that bought them, and it just kept growing to where I started doing shows and I started selling through retail.
Wow, awesome. Where did you start this? Did you start it at your home? What city was it in?
I started in Saginaw in my garage, and I did not come up with the Saginaw Birdhouse Guy name. I started doing shows, and I had no name for the business. And everyone says, hey, is that Saginaw Birdhouse Guy going to be here? I want to buy some birdhouses. So it's kind of fun if you let your name evolve. And that's what they called me, so that's what I call myself. And I had a logo
kind of
design.
what your audience, what your customer gave you. So I like that. That's really
right.
cool.
I tried to make other things beside birdhouses, like little tables out of the same kind of wood, and nobody bought them. I'm the Saginaw Birdhouse Guy.
that is you.
That's me.
I love it. So through your business journey, what have been some of the biggest challenges that you've come across?
Because I'm using repurposed materials, sometimes it's hard to get materials. I've got two guys who take fences down for people for free, and then they sell me the lumber and I reuse that. So I always want to keep doing that as part of the story of the birdhouse. During COVID, that changed a little bit. I couldn't sell during COVID. That's probably the biggest thing. I couldn't sell. So I made 800 birdhouses, just put them in storage because I wanted to keep building. They're my mom's rafters and everywhere. That was probably the biggest shortcoming. The best thing is just getting followers who love the product, and it forms a little community of people that, oh my God, I got one. And you'll be selling at a show, and someone will come up and say, oh, you got to buy one of his. That one there, I've got that one and that one. And they sell to each other at the show, which is really, it's flattering to me to be able to have someone do that.
I feel like that's a very specific niche too, and a very specific interest. So you're right, you do kind of find that little community, and it's fun.
Yeah. And people love the story of it's paying it backwards to pay the guys who actually pay high school kids to take the fences apart, to reuse them. And when you give the gift to somebody, you're giving a story. People today aren't just buying a gift card anymore. I think they're buying something, a story, since COVID, because they want to connect with people.
Yeah, for sure. So would you say that bringing those people together, would that be one of your biggest successes so far?
I think, and it's fun. Just to be able to reuse things, and for people to just keep coming back. It's like some people for Christmas every year. I got to get 6 more from our Christmas gifts. I'll see you next Christmas. And that's the success of just people loving them, I guess.
Yeah, I love that. I really do. Along with that, do you have any advice that you would give to anybody that's kind of trying to start up their own business, or they've got these really specific things in mind that and they want to make it work? What would you tell someone?
You've got to find something you like doing, and it has to be different. In my case, I have a regular job. I'm a data analyst by day. You got to find something that's totally different than what you normally do, because that kind of refreshes you and it makes you want to do it. But you've got to love doing it. You can't say, oh, so-and-so's making birdhouses, I should do those, he's doing good. If it's not you, it's not going to work, because you got to love what you're doing to make money. You can't go out to make money, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to be a server at a restaurant. I didn't care how much money I made. I wanted the customers to have fun. I made more money than those servers. I do really good at the birdhouses because I just love making them, and people like buying them. I make money.
I think people can kind of see the passion behind it too, and that you really do love to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that can also go a very long way. For sure.
That's true. Like when you sell them, it's hard for someone else to sell them. I only sell through shops where they can take my energy and show that to the customers, the same as I do. I've had shops try to sell them and they just let them sit on a shelf. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
They gotta have the same energy I have.
Okay. Yeah. Love that. So now we get into kind of like what you've done with the SBDC. So how did you find out about the SBDC and how long have you been working with us?
It's probably been about 3 years. I was just kind of poking around on the internet and looking for resources like, how do I get a business license? How do I get this? How do I get that? And I didn't realize it was all free. I just put a request in, and all of a sudden, a rep's calling me, and she's always following up every quarter or every month, whatever I need. We'll do a plan for, hey, let's talk about how the summer is going to go. How many shows do you want to do? How do you want to balance that? Like, maybe I'll retire in a few years. Let's see how we ramped it up or how we do that to keep the business going, but keeping you sane at the same time. So she's been really good, Kate.
Yeah, that's awesome. So kind of adding on to that, what do you think the biggest impact that the SBDC and your consultant, Kate, what do you think the biggest impact has been, and how have you seen that help your business?
Just, she gives me suggestions, she gives me some customers to try, but it's nice to have someone to talk through. Your friends are gonna tell you, oh my God, your friends are gonna tell you one thing. You need someone with some other practical business experience who can also say, I've had another customer or another business, that's done this. Have you thought about trying that? You could try this, but I've had another company try that. It didn't really work for them, but here's some thoughts, or here's some pitfalls. It just helps guide you through a little cleaner, and you don't make as many mistakes.
Yeah, and I think that's huge, especially with starting a business. There's so many different routes that you can go, and it is definitely nice to have that person to kind of...
Right, like retail versus shows. I'm on some shows because I want to talk to people, but retail is really easy. Like today, a lady just came and picked up 40 birdhouses, and Tawas is the bird migration capital of Michigan, and she sells a ton up there in the summer. She's got the same energy. So it's just balancing, like on Shark Tank. How do you do it? Do you want to do retail? Do you want to do on?
Yeah.
You got to balance what works.
Yeah.
And Kate talks me through that sometimes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that, and I'm so glad that we were able to help, especially Kate. So thank you so much for coming in and chatting with me a little bit about your business. So if any of the Michigan SBDC resources sound like something you would be interested in, please give us a call at 989-964-4904, or you can email us at sbdc@svsu.edu. We're also online at michigansbdc.org. And Alan, if people want to reach you, how can they do that?
The best way is, I am the Saginaw Birdhouse Guy on Facebook, and that's where I try to keep it. You can follow me if you're in the area. If you want to, you can send me a friend request. I'll say when other shows are happening, where I refresh my stock. And it's just that little community. You can be part of it.